And then out comes a familiar face. We hear a piece of music very similar to his WWE theme, but also very similar to his old Ring of Honor theme. But once you heard that roar, that roaring sound, you knew exactly who was coming out. Samoa Joe, back in Ring of Honor. He comes out in his gear, towel over the head, comes down to the ring, chases Jay Lethal out of the ring, puts the choke, the coquina clutch, on Sanjay Dutt, puts him down, and then celebrates in the ring after with Jonathan Gresham and gives the man his moment. One of the Ring of Honor originals and one of the inductees into the inaugural class of the Ring of Honor Hall of Fame this year. The greatest Ring of Honor world champion of all time. That was a run that has not been matched since in Ring of Honor, but it's the run that put him on the map and earned him a job with TNA, where he spent the lion's share, really, of his career, probably to his detriment. But that's what got him the job with TNA. It's what got him over, was that run as the Ring of Honor World Champion. Samoa Joe is not just back with Ring of Honor. He is officially All Elite. He got the graphic, everybody. I've told you, it's not official until we get the graphic. Well, we got the graphic. Samoa Joe is All Elite, and he is going to be on Dynamite this Wednesday. There was a media scrum after the event, and Joe is so good at these things. It's that fucking voice. This guy should be doing voiceovers in video games. But he comes out and sits down next to Tony Khan at the podium, at the dais, whatever. Not podium. And part of what he said is, he's here. They said, why are you here? He got a question from somebody at the end about what his goals are. Why are you here? He goes, I'm here to be the unified world champion. He said, I want to be the AEW world champion. I want to be the ROH world champion. And he even made it clear, he said to Tony Khan, that he wants to be in the Owen Hart Cup. He wants to be in the Owen. He said, I'm not here to play. This isn't a game. I can't even do this justice. The last 2 minutes of the media scrum, when he kind of got into character and he cut this promo, and he's just so fucking good at it. It's just so great. And that really is where Joe is most valuable. Even if his best days physically are behind him, where he is most valuable is his ability to talk people into wanting to see him wrestle, to talk them into their seats or to buy the show, or he has this genuine tone in his voice. It's kind of like my father when I was younger. When he would raise his voice, you stopped whatever the fuck you were doing and you paid attention to what he was saying. He has that sort of authority in his voice when he speaks. That hasn't gone away. It doesn't matter how many injuries, how many concussions he suffered. That has not gone away. Joe is still one of the best talkers in the entire business. He also said during the scrum, when he was asked about injuries, he said he feels good right now. He talked about the concussion. The last one was pretty bad. He goes, the reason he was out for so long, though, was he chose to take extra time. So even when he was cleared, I guess, to come back, he elected to take more time. You know, when it comes to brain injuries and head injuries, you know, you don't want to take any chances. You can never be too safe. He said that was part of the reason why he was gone for so long. He decided to take the extra time to make sure that he was feeling okay and that he was fully healed up. But he says he feels good. And look, Samoa Joe back in Ring of Honor, while also working in AEW, is exactly the role that I said he should be in. It's exactly what I pitched for him. It's exactly what I thought would end up happening once the announcement was made. Because it was inevitable that Joe was going to end up working for Tony Khan. But once the Ring of Honor purchase was made, why not? Ring of Honor needs some names. I thought maybe it would be Claudio Cesaro coming out. I still think that would be a good place for him. Same thing, same kind of deal. Sign with AEW, Claudio is All Elite, but have him work in Ring of Honor as well. They can use names like that at the top of the food chain of Ring of Honor, you know, to work with the Jonathan Greshams of the world and people like that. Or Josh Woods, or Wheeler Yuta, or whoever it might be. But also, they can work in AEW and make appearances on Dynamite and wrestle the people on the AEW roster as well. I hope that Cesaro is the next one in. But Samoa Joe being part of this was just a no-brainer. Some other Tony Khan notes, though, from the post-show scrum. He said, as of right now, there's nothing to announce in terms of a new TV deal. He gave no time frame that he hopes for it to happen. He was very mum on that. He said this was a transition show. It was done to honor the fans and the pay-per-view distributors who again, the previous owners, that being Sinclair, had committed to. So that's why they went through with the show. He said there were more than 2,000 fans in the building for the pay-per-view, which was a big jump from when he bought the company. He said there were 200 tickets sold for this show, which makes sense because most people probably figured the show wouldn't even be happening. I wasn't convinced Ring of Honor was ever going to run another show again when they shut down in November. They had 200 tickets sold. He said in the building they had 2,000. And a big part of that he credited to the anticipation for the FTR Briscoes match. He said the streaming numbers for the pay-per-view shocked him. They are trending toward the best ever for the company. I don't know if he meant for Ring of Honor or for AEW streaming. I assume he meant Ring of Honor since it was a Ring of Honor pay-per-view. He said he is interested in running a Ring of Honor show during a big AEW pay-per-view weekend. He's less convinced about running WrestleMania weekend. In fact, I think at one point he made a comment about how he couldn't wait to get the hell out of Dallas. There's so much going on. It was all about WrestleMania. He didn't seem too keen about, running that weekend, kind of just letting WWE have that weekend to themselves. But as far as running a big ROH show on an AEW pay-per-view weekend, he's definitely open to that idea. Samoa Joe was not the only AEW signing this week. Lost in all the noise of everything going on this week and this weekend, Toni Storm made her debut on Dynamite this week. She qualified for the Owen Hart Cup with a win over the Bunny. Jamie Hayter also qualified for the Owen on Rampage with a win over Sky Blue. I don't know where they're going to fall in the brackets, but Toni Storm against Jamie Hayter, I think that would be a fun match. Beyond those two, we still don't have any brackets to see, so we don't know who else is in either the men's or the women's tournament.